You know, and that's really funny because you just led into my next topic, and that it's a big one, which is censorship, multi-platforms, and even Discord, which is one of the things that you guys, I have to commend you and give you guys credit for, is that you recognize the power of connecting with your audience and what Discord could potentially do for you as a network, as a content creator, as an independent, in a way to one-on-one connect with people. I've never seen anything quite like it personally, but you were one of first in the game on Rockfin, and you've got a substantial footing on Rockfin. Again, YouTube is definitely suppressing you, but what I love that what you guys have done was the diversification to get yourselves on other platforms early on. I remember you were one of the very first streamers on Odysee, and I give you a lot of credit for that. A lot of people don't even know that, but I know that because I'm a fan, I'm a supporter, I'm a patron, and I've been there along for that ride since you guys got started on that platform. I also was an early adopter on that platform, and I'm a big believer in Odysee, and we're live on Odysee on my channel right now. Um, and I think that they've got a lot of potential as a platform. So I wanted to hear your take also on some of the newer platforms that have come up, like Telegram, Rumble. I saw that you guys have a Twitch channel, but it seems like you don't stream out to Twitch very much.
No, we've recently just started twitching.
Oh,
So
good.
or streaming on Twitch. So in fact, the past week we've been streaming on Twitch. So for those of you who may not remember, we did set up a backup channel called HLM, which was basically Harlan's Media, but that was on YouTube. But now we're no longer streaming on HLM. We're streaming on Twitch, Odysee, Rockfin, and YouTube. So let's actually talk about alternative platforms. First of all, specifically, shout out to Rockfin and Odysee. We're really happy with what those two platforms can do. Obviously, they could do more. There's a lot more that they can do to help out content creators. But you know, right now, Odysee is in the fight for its life against the FEC.
Yes, the SEC and the FEC, right?
Which is a bunch of bullshit. I think the FCC is going after Odysee is downright criminal on the FEC's part. And hopefully Odysee will win because right now they're dealing with the monoliths of the FEC. But I think that they have what it takes to really win this fight. Same thing for Rockfin. Rockfin's like a co-op, working co-op kind of thing. And these two platforms do have what it takes, but a lot of people are so indoctrinated to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. I don't think a lot of people are fully aware what Rockfin and Odysee can do, not only for them, but for the content creators they support. Because look, it wasn't too long ago, YouTube used to be the backyard for regular people. And then came in MSNBC, CNN, Fox, ABC, CBS, and all the other corporate media outlets. And they moved on into YouTube, and YouTube started, the algorithm started favoring, you know, corporate television, cable television. When in fact, there was a reason why people started tuning away from corporate TV, because it was BS, as it is BS right now. And I would say to everyone that's watching this, no matter what platform you're on, unsubscribe from CNN, unsubscribe from Fox News. Don't help the algorithm by watching their programming, because who trusts corporate media now?
Nobody.
Look, corporate media lied to you.
Too many people, actually, unfortunately. Too many people are trusting
corporate media lied to you about Russiagate. Corporate media lied to you about the fact that, oh no, hey, that Hunter Biden laptop story, it's fake news. Turns out now,
no, not so much.
Years later, New York Times confirmed it, and there's a lot of shady stuff on Hunter Biden's laptop and stuff that I can't even say, especially since we're streaming on YouTube.
Thank you.
But there's some, very sensitive material on there.
Spicy, awful, disgusting stuff. So, yeah,
some disgusting crap. So, you know, it's for me, I hope that Odysee and Rockfin can get enough traction to where people start supporting them. And look, the RE token and the library token, RE being for Rockfin, Ethereum, and then of course there's the library token for Odysee. I think that you know, we look at e-currency, there's potential there for it to help out, you know, independent content creators where they're not just worried about what YouTube would do to them, and there's more freedom to where you can actually promote a program, do a show, and not worry about getting censored. But this is the nightmare we're in because YouTube is never going to regress backwards towards what they once used to be, which was a meritocracy.
And it's commercial free. Just remember, it's all commercial free. That's the selling point to me of Rockfin and Odysee. YouTube is, unless you're paying $10 a month, you're being plagued and served so many freaking ads like constantly if you're not buying YouTube Premium. Now, if you're buying YouTube Premium, you're killing the ads. Still, you're spending $10 a month just for that privilege to have what you're already getting for free on Rockfin and Odysee, and they're backing up all the YouTube. People are streaming live to there. I've even now started to hear radio stations in the New York metro area are streaming live to Odysee. So they're now starting to get promoted as a platform outside of independent lefty spaces, which is really exciting. Now, the other thing is we've been told forever Odysee is a right-wing platform. Well, wait a minute. The only way it's a right-wing platform is about the content creators. It's a platform. So let's make it left-wing and at least balance it out by Hard Lens being there, by Independent Left being there, Slow News Day. Everybody in our space has basically already been on Odysee for a while. I saw Richard Medhurst, luckily, thankfully, recently just set up an Odysee channel as well for himself. And that's already got a substantial amount of subs. That guy's blowing up. I'm so happy for him. He's just awesome. Mona, by the way, I dropped in a referral invite link to subscribe to our Odysee channel in the chat for everyone.
Yeah, Mona, get on Odysee. What's wrong with you? Come on, Mona. I'm calling you out. What is going on with Mona Carmona not being on Odysee?
She just signed up. There she goes. She says she just signed up. See that? We love her. Right. She's so great. All right. She's the super supporter.
And I lost my chance. Don't worry, Mona. I saw that live stream chat. We said, okay, but I reached out to you and I was like, I'm sorry. Sorry now.
Oh, there's
now I lost it. My heart is broken.
All the red hearts. So you guys are too much. All right.
Well.
So yeah, Patreon again. You guys do a Patreon show. You guys figured out how to do some exclusive stuff and provide content for both Patreon as well as Rockfin. I love that you guys also do an exclusive Rockfin show. That's one of the things I know that Martin is big about, is having some kind of exclusive premium content to the, specifically to the channel.
So I'll explain why we're doing the Rockfin premium show. The whole idea to do that is so that we look, obviously the YouTube algorithm is triggered by, and again, I don't want to get your live stream in trouble, but there is an individual somewhere in the European hemisphere who was a whistleblower, who was in the fight for his life.
I don't care. We say his name all day long. Free Julian Assange all day long.
Free Julian. Okay, fine. I didn't know. I didn't know what your policies were for your YouTube channel, because we got it. But you do have to be careful. I just want to make sure for that.
For that, screw tube on that one. Let them. But again, we're live on Odysee too.
So there's Julian Assange. There's Edward Snowden. These whistleblowers. And we want to do an exclusive show that will at least cover these individuals and what they're what they're dealing with, what they're fighting against. And of course, I've been not hesitant, but I've been trying to reach out to a few people who would be able to be on our Rockfin show. Obviously, we're on 3 p.m. Every Thursday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, to do our Rockfin exclusive show. And I know a lot of people have busy schedules, but we're trying to get guests on our show for our Rockfin exclusive content, because that way they're able to speak their minds freely. It's a half-hour show, but I mean, at least there we can start talking about some controversial subjects that YouTube won't let us talk about.
Hell yeah! And
that's one of the reasons why we really support Rockfin and Odysee too, to an extent too, because Odysee's been very good to us. Rockfin's been good to us. And the thing is, when we need to reach out to people at Odysee and Rockfin, we get a personal response, and not just an automatic response from the machine like you would get from YouTube. So Rockfin and Odysee, we've had some very positive interactions.
Everybody talks about Jamie. Everybody talks about Jamie at Rockfin, that he's great, and the tech has been getting better slightly, but it's been a while. But they've got an Android app now, and that was a big thing, and having that ready. The other big thing about Rockfin, Max Blumenthal does an exclusive show there, and you've got Alex Rubinstein does an exclusive show there, the Pro Democracy Pod. I think that, again, Misty, when you're getting banned from YouTube, you've got your Rockfin channel, and you've got that as to lean on, and and to rely on, thankfully. So again, I love what you're doing on that platform, and everyone I like is on that platform. And you don't need to subscribe to the premium content. There's tons of free stuff on there for you on the Hardlands channel if you want to support. The best thing is that for $10 a month you get premium content for the whole platform. Martin, I'm doing a free commercial for you for your platform again. Because I love
shout out. Yeah, no, but seriously, shout out to Odysee and Rockfin. They've been very good. But see, the thing is, this is where we're getting at in the realm of censorship, especially after January 6th, where you have members of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party on board for immediate censorship and suppression. Look what happened to Convo Couch.
Yeah.
Look what happened to Ford Fisher. Even look what happened to Status Quo when they were covering what happened at January 6th. Their individual videos were taken off, demonetized by YouTube, but yet CNN, Fox News, MSNBC used their clips,
right,
their video imaging, and yet YouTube says CNN, that's okay. Fox News, that's okay. MSNBC, that's okay. CBS, that's okay. ABC, that's okay. This is the double standard. And yet, all the times that MSNBC has gotten their facts wrong, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have indicated that they're okay because they're authoritative. But yet these are the same media outlets that lie to us day in, day out. And I don't want to even just focus on the thing with Ukraine, because we're seeing this insane war. And mind you, I want to be very clear. I'm anti-war through and through, be it anything the United States does or Russia does. Because every minute that this conflict continues to go on, we're at risk of the nukes being dropped and we got mushroom clouds in the sky. And I don't want to see that. This entire war that we're seeing in Ukraine is a failure, not only on Russia's part, but on NATO and the Biden-Harris administration, where they decided to poke a crazy bear and they're surprised all of a sudden the bear would attack. Like, no shit, Sherlock. And then, of course, we get this madness and hypocrisy of, oh, Ukraine this, Ukraine that. Whereas they're ignoring the Azov battalion and ignoring the fact that in 2014, the United States spent billions of dollars to do a coup in Ukraine. Very similar to like how the United States is doing coups in Venezuela, Central America, other South American countries, other Central American countries, or like how what America did to Libya, where it stabilized the government, and now there's open slave trade happening. There's, of course, the crisis in Syria, the genocide in Yemen, and so many other locations.
We did all that.
This is a failure. It's such a failure. And the thing is, corporate media still gets to keep on covering the stories. And you think big tech like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube are going to hold them accountable? No, because of course, if we rewind back the clocks, remember, corporate media was so jealous of people like PewDiePie because he was so popular, or people like Joe Rogan because they're so popular. But the thing is, there's reasons why PewDiePie, Joe Rogan,
Jimmy Dore,
why am I getting the black out of the other guy that's right now being vilified?
Oh, Russell Brand.
Russell Brand, thank you so much. Russell Brand. All these people are being vilified. Why are they so popular? Because obviously Rachel Maddow and all those other sycophants at MSNBC or CNN or ABC or Fox News or CBS, all these other outlets, people don't trust the corporate media anymore because corporate media has lied and lied and lied or got the facts wrong. And only then, a few months later, do they admit, oh, well, we got this wrong. Oops. That's not how journalism works, because you have corporate outlets controlling the media. You have corporate outlets dictating to the media and dictating to the people who are supposed to be reporting news what you're supposed to say. And if you don't say things right, they'll lose their advertisers. So, again, at the end of the day, and again, shout out to Jimmy Dore, because he talked about this too, where when he was on Tucker Carlson's show, he asked Tucker Carlson, hey, how come you're allowed to talk about Julian Assange or being against the war in Syria? Like, what do you have? And the thing is, Tucker Carlson said, the advertisers are all gone, so I could do whatever I want. He has freedom. And look, there's a lot of things I disagree with Tucker Carlson about. But when it comes down to freedom of speech, standing against the big tech censorship, standing against these ridiculous regime change wars, okay, Tucker, if you're all that's there, fine. Hey, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, CNN. You could do the same thing too, but they won't because, of course, we're also stuck with this Trump derangement syndrome. See, Trump's not the problem with American politics. See, Trump is a parasite. Trump is a reaction towards the neoliberal policies that were created under the Bidens, the Kennedys, the freaking Kennedys,
the Clintons,
again, sorry, hold on, wait, I gotta get this off my chest.
Go ahead.
I am not a fan of the Kennedy legacy, and I'm not a fan of the Kennedys. I just don't like them. That's including JFK. I really don't like JFK. But anyways, that's a story for another day. But anyways, I had to get that off my chest. I'm not a fan of JFK. Same thing with the Bushes. Same thing with the Clintons, the Obamas, the Trumps at this point, because the Trumps are a political family too. You got your Nancy Pelosi's, Nancy Pelosi's, you got your Chucky Boy Schumers, you got your McConnells, you got your Lindsey Graham crackers, you got all these jagoff politicians who've been in power for 20, 30 plus 40 years. And they create this neoliberal nightmare to where they want to control the narrative. And with the rise of the internet, they could control it, but only now, thanks to, of course, reactionary politics and, of course, identity politics, and even the fact that you have recent new politicians like AOC and super fast rush of censorship and silencing and suppressing people. It's only what they're creating is a horrible environment to where no one's going to trust anything at all. And yet you have outlets like TYT and Majority Report parroting Democratic talking points
all day.
Because wait, now because they got maybe a doorway into corporate media, now that they're legitimate.
Even though there's none.
TYT.
There's none. There's no politicians going on TYT at this point. They're not getting the squad on. What are they other than shepherds to the Democratic Party? Okay, DSA, they're essentially Jacobin. I don't know what they are and who they serve except to kind of crap on actual activists, which is what you guys are. And that's the next thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that you guys, while you're a news network, you live it on a daily basis. You participate. You raise your hands whenever somebody asks you to participate in an event, like, for example, and I'm ever grateful, the U.S. Solutions Summit. We're coming up on almost the anniversary, amazingly enough, of that event. Okay, you guys were part of that, and you didn't know what it was or who we were, but we were like, we got an idea to pull some people together and have some panel discussions, and that was awesome. Okay, I also want to shout out that you guys were there at the March for Medicare for All, that you were at the General Strike Summit, that you've been there repeatedly, okay, and raise your hand.
I'll tell you why we're there. I'll tell you why we did what we did. We want to be consistent. We're against censorship on all forms. And I know in this day and age, there's a lot of people that like certain channels and don't like certain channels. We don't care about that. No matter what independent media network is silenced or suppressed, be it TYT, and I'm just going to say this here, be it TYT or any other independent media network, if they're silenced or suppressed on YouTube, just like how we did with The Hill, we're going to say to YouTube, revoke that and reinstate their channel, because it's important to be consistent, because we were hit not once, but 5 times by YouTube. And you know what? We're still recovering from those 5 gut checks. And I don't want anyone to go through that. And I'll tell you why we went to bat for you guys and your solution. Because we know what it's like to just be starting off, the people on the outside looking in. And there were a lot of people that laughed at Daniel and I, that ignored us, that said we'll never be anything. You'll always be on the outside. Or here's how you need to run your show. Or this is what you need to do. Or here's what you need to do. Or maybe you and Daniel need to step aside and let someone else take control. We got this. We know better than you. And no, we didn't. And so with you guys running US Solutions, we were there. Because why not? We know what it's like to be kicked down and to be starting off. So, okay, Hardlands Media will stand in solidarity with the US Solutions Summit, because it's just not, well, we want to do this because it's because they're just starting out. It's because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
That was awesome.
Help out those that are trying to do better. And hang on, I'm going to be a little arrogant here. I'm just going to be a little arrogant here. I'm going to be a little smug here. Overly so. I'm just going to say that the March for Medicare for All in Chicago was the best one because we were the ones running it. We were the MCs. Now, we were not the organizers. I want to be very clear. The organizers asked us to be the MCs. So we had no control over who was going to be the guest speakers or anything, but we put our foot down on this, the organizers. We said this: we do not want to be silenced. We're going to make sure everyone speaks, and we're going to make sure everyone has their voice heard. Everyone who needed to speak had their voices heard. And I did something that, you know, and this is just me being a little big head here. But every time I've covered like activists or organizers, you know, when they're speaking at any kind of areas, the one thing that always kind of stood out to me is that the speakers or whoever was running the thing never walked amongst the crowd, never said, hey, how you doing? Didn't put on Caesar's red cloak and say, I will march amongst the people.
Right.
Yeah, of course, mind you, you know, Caesar is, you know, he's a war criminal. He's all that stuff, right? But it's the whole thing of the siege of Alesia. I like that because Caesar put on his red cloak and stood with his soldiers.
You walk among the people, right?
Yeah, walks amongst your soldiers, and Caesar will fight along amongst you. And during the March for Medicare for All Chicago rally, after I got done speaking, you know, and introducing the next speaker, I would jump off the stage and walk amongst the people, be like, hey, are you getting enough water? How are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Shake people's hands and even talk to the radio guy, or at least the stage manager, be like, is everything all good? And he was happy because he was like, I'm glad you're letting people speak. But we had some Democratic politicians that were trying to worm their way on the stage. And they were yelling at me like, how dare you organize this and not bring us involved? Or, kid, we want this person to speak. And I was like, I'm not running the thing. I'm not the organizer. I'm not the lead person in charge. I'm the MC.
Right.
You got to talk to the organizers there. And I had that conversation not once, but more than 10 times. There's a lot of people who are trying to push their way on the stage. Be like, well, hold on. Wait a minute. I have a list of people that have to speak. You're not on it. You talk to the organizers. I'm the MC. But again, Daniel and I did such a great job being MCs that it kind of looked like we were running the thing. But again, I want to be very clear. We were not the organizers in charge. The organizers did a phenomenal job, but because we've heard some stories about other March for Medicare for All rallies where people were silenced, like Fiorella and a few other people from the Combo Couch or Mikasa Casa Network who were silenced. And we weren't going to have that. If you were going to speak at our rally, and if I'm going to be an MC and you're there, you're going to speak. You're going to speak, and people are going to hear what you got to say. And I'm just going to say this. I'm going to be arrogant here. Chicago was number one. There's no debate. Just like our pizza. We're number one. I saw some people in the live stream chat already post the New York style. No, it's not. We got 4 different styles in Chicago. Come at us, bro. We're number one. And everything that Chicago does is great. Why? Because we're the best there is, and best there ever will be. That's
thin crust and brick oven style I'm down with, and I think Chicago does a pretty decent thin crust brick oven style, but I'm certainly not down with the tomato soup that has cheese lined in the bottom with the dough. So okay,
all right.
These are the Pizza Accords 2022. Whoa. Okay, Ed's in the chat. He always pizza's good no matter what form it takes, and that's the end result.
You know something, dude. We're gonna have this. You know, let me tell you something about Chicago.
I know where feast stands.
Oh, I know where feast stands too, and I'll never forget where she posted that rigged election. Which is better, Chicago style or New York style? And I honestly have to say there was election fraud in Fiorella's post. She committed election. I hope Fiorella hears this too.
I want to audit the machines. I want to audit the
Yes.
machines. We
Yes,
need to,
I
we need
want-
to
I want
audit the machines.
Mona. Okay, Mona, hold on. I saw you say you like deep dish.
And
No,
thin
like
crust.
thin
See,
crust.
look at Mona. Mona's such a politician.
Mona.
She loves everybody. She
Mona.
just
Mona.
she figures it out.
Mona.
She knows. She knows how to appeal.
Mona, hold on. Wait. Mona. This is a heart. This is a heart right here. Mona. Deep dish pizza. Mona, please. Mona. Chicago. Mona, for me. You are the super delegates.
It's the pizza
The
accords,
super
man.
delegate.
It's the
Screw
pizza accords.
democracy.
All pizza is
Screw
good
democracy.
pizza.
There you
Right,
go.
Mona. Pizza is just good.